Okay, cool. All right. I just had to check that. And sorry, not sorry. I didn't give any notice. This is just a topic I've been wanting to do for a while. And, anyways, so yeah, I had to come inside from the garden for an appointment. And then I just decided, okay, right now, might as well get it out of the way. Okay. So, um, obviously, if you've been to my channel, you know all of these things about me, I'm sure. But there seem to be more and more new people that want to know more. Um, First of all, you need to know that I'm the same person behind closed doors as I am right here. So sometimes people think that's cool on video, but maybe not so much in real life, right? So, and what that means is I don't sugarcoat anything. Sometimes I think about try to think about a better way to say something, but ultimately, I guess the number one reason you do not want me as your health coach is I will be honest. I will get to the core, and if you're not ready to get to the core, I won't even work with you. Truth be told, I turn more people away than I take. So, because to me, this is a mutual agreement where I decide to give my decades of experience and wisdom to you, and I try to do it in one session so that you don't ever have to come back to me or anyone else, because you're empowered with all of the basic essentials that you need to know how to take care of things from here on out. So it's definitely more than just a health coach. I'm not going to, if your questions are like, what can I take for this? Then I'm not the health coach for you, right? Because I'm going to ask you, what can we take away, right? I am not indoctrinated anymore by Western medicine and even Western herbalist practices, right? Where they're always prescribing an herb. Look, you have to get to the root of the situation. The herbs are like the icing on the cake after that can help you pamper yourself while healing. It can, but ultimately, look, somebody said to me the other day, is like, I got something you can't heal. I'm like, okay. So when he told me, and I'm like, well, first of all, you're right. I'm not going to heal you. You are going to heal you. I'm going to give you the remembrance you need, and obviously with some information to make it easy and this and that. But yeah, I'm not healing anyone. So if you're looking for somebody to give your power away to, who's going to just say a prayer and do psychic surgery and this and that, not to say I don't do that, right? But I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I want to create long lasting changes, not dependents who have to come back to me or anyone else ever. All right. So, why else don't you want me as your coach? I will hold you accountable. I expect 100% honesty, just like I will give it. Here's something you need to know. I have never gone by any label such as intuitive or psychic or this and that, but I'll just tell you right now, I can see through all your bullshit, all of it, 100%. You cannot lie to me. So just don't even try it, because I will call you out. You know what I mean? So if you are still wanting to lie to yourself, I'm not the coach for you. Okay. I know everything about a person by what your dis-ease is. Okay. So call it intuitive, call it whatever you want. I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for straight work that you're going to do, right? I'm just going to hold your hand for a minute. So, yeah. If you are looking for somebody to say, oh, here's a keto diet, or, oh, do the Mediterranean diet, or go all vegan, or go all raw, or go whatever, here, that's not me either. Because look, my coaching, you could see on the website, mytrueessence.net. It's called holistic health coaching, whole with a W. That means the whole package, the body, mind, spirit, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual health. Because the absolute truth about healing is, if you want to actually heal a condition, you have to get to the root that caused it. And in 100% of the cases, that's trauma. Okay? So when you are diagnosed with a disease, I've talked about this before, so it's hard for me to talk about things I've talked about for 16 years. And you know what I mean? Because I have in my mind to try to not repeat myself and, oh, you guys already heard it, but I guess technically you didn't. But every dis-ease you diagnosed with, you should be asking yourself, what are you not at ease with, right? And so that's what I will help you get to, whether you even know it or not, right? So will I help you with diet and supplements and recommendations and what would I do if I were you types of thing? Absolutely. In a session. But will I be, just here, do this, take this, no, because the whole point is to get you to where you don't need to take something every day, right? Because if you're needing to take something every day, you're not healthy. So my approach also is, Hippocrates said, let thy food be thy medicine, medicine be thy food. So I will help you find better recipes or sneak your medicine in or pamper yourself while healing like I do with my products. You know what I mean? They don't just smell good. They're fucking medicine. And they smell divine. And they produce numerous benefits, right? But I don't want to sell you products. That's why I've been teaching you how to do it for free for 15 years, right? That's why I've been giving my recipes and putting the research there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I want to see a world of empowered individuals that don't actually need me or my products at all. You know what I'm saying? I think that obviously we're all unique and we all have our different talents. And my talent is medicine making, one of them. It just is, and I'm not going to play pretend, the years are there. The evidence is there. There's nothing better. It's just the way it is. And I'm happy to share with people that have other talents, right? That I don't do, right? Because we're not all everything, but it is all there for you to do it. And I would like to be able to empower you to at least take part in some effort in your own healing, right? So whether that's juicing or whether that's gathering weeds in your yard and turning them into medicine, or even growing something at all to begin with, even if it's just one basil plant in your kitchen or an aloe plant, or you know what I mean? So how do I put words? So when I created Womanity Awakens, it's supposed to be a storehouse for what I refer to as the lost arts of the domestic goddess, right? And I know there's a lot of bullshit goddess and shaman and all these people, pretending to be things. But here's the thing. If you're not growing and harvesting and creating your own medicine, you're not a shaman. You're not a medicine woman or man. You're just not. Anybody can go buy some goddamn acid or ayahuasca from somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to learn to improve yourself daily and actually live the life of your dreams, then you do not want me as your coach, because I will poke you until you fall on that path. And in some cases, you might not even like me for a minute. In almost every case, there's a, oh shit, I'm sorry, kind of later. You know what I mean? So, okay, why else don't you want me? If you're looking for a quick fix, I ain't it. Yes, you will, in some cases, experience immediate effects depending on where you're at. I don't even know who's listening to this or who I'm talking to, right? But, you know, people are, well, how long is it going to take to heal? Or you'll start something and do it for like a week and then not continue, or even for a month. But a month, dude, how long did it take you to get sick? Even in bad relationships and breakups, all the experts say it takes you half the time you were in the relationship to heal from it, right? So what if that was the case with our own bodies? I don't know. But we're 2021, so we're like 14, 15 years later of me making that my full-time priority and job, really. Like, I chose my health and healing my trauma over jobs, right? So if you're looking for a quick fix, you don't want me. Oftentimes, like, there's people, they'll call me and they'll say, oh, I'm having this issue. What do I take for this? So I'll talk to them for like 2 minutes and I'm like, hey, why don't you do me a favor? Do yourself a favor. Go a week without that and then give me a call and then we'll talk about what you can take. Well, a week later, he didn't have that question because all he did was stop doing what was causing it. Right? So, okay. Why else don't you want? Here's a reason why you might not. I smoke lots of herbs. And I know when people say herb, they're always like, oh, weed. And yeah, dude, tobacco's a weed. Mullen's a weed. Motherwort's a weed. Mullen, skullcap, valerian, sage. There are many smokable herbs, and I believe all herbs are medicine. And I know, here's another thing. So if you're programmed that all smoking is bad, you're going to hate me. But if you want to learn why I don't think so, there's videos on that shit where I did the whole history and even showed the documents where over 50 medicinal uses were on Walter Reed Medical, Army Medical Clinic, whatever site, over 50 medicinal uses, including curing cancer. And then if you actually learn the history and how it got its name of the constituent nicotine, Francis G. Nicot, who was healing, anyways, I've already done that, right? And I'm just at that point in my life where if I have to repeat myself, you have to pay me. The videos are there free. And here's the thing, like, unless you have like a super crucial thing or you need someone to hold your hand and motivate you, which is totally fine. We all do. Even I do. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't need that, if you're like a self-starter and super dedicated to your path and you wanted to learn to ease your discomfort or basically heal almost everything known to man, all you have to do is watch the videos on this channel. It's free, right? And all those old ones were re-uploaded multiple times in my dozen removals and erasure from archive.org. And some things never to be seen again, right? So I'll just repeat, I've been erased for a reason. People don't like it when you heal gangrene or pancreatic cancer, all these other things that people make a lot of money off of, okay? Even indigestion, you know, people, or headaches, people make a lot of money off of that. They don't want crazy people like me out there telling you that you can heal all that shit for free with probably what's already growing in your yard, right? So here's another reason if you don't, or that you might not like me. If you're programmed that smoking's bad, if you're programmed that herbs are bad, if you're programmed that essential oils are bad, some famous, very well-known, and very adept herbalists are completely against essential oils. Like they're the worst poison known to man. You know what I mean? And you can totally hold those beliefs and that's fine, but I don't, right? I don't fit in any program or belief system by anyone. If you are programmed by what Oprah or Dr. Oz or even your doctor said, if you expect me to believe what your doctor said, I'm not the coach for you. I'll believe the name of the diagnosis, right? But it's going to end there, you know, definitely not agree with the treatment, definitely not agree with things like that. So, and also if you are on pills and you have no intention of quitting them, you do not want me as your health coach. And that's because, I mean, I could help with other things, but as far as your health coach and recommending herbs and diet plans and things like that, I can't do that if you're on pills because, and I got the links, go to pubmed.gov, you know, most everything that I would recommend is designed to interact. Well, this isn't designed. Your pills are designed to interact negatively with most of the things I would recommend. And even very simple things like grapefruit or garlic, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you have no intention in getting off pills, then I can't really help, you know, I can't heal you, right? And if you think about it, nobody on pills, unless they choose to educate and heal themselves and get off them themselves, it's never ending, you know? You start one now, then you have all these other side effects, which are really, you know, just symptoms of taking the whatever pill, right? They're designed to suppress your immune system. What do you expect? Never mind the liver damage and neuropathy and heart damage and diabetes, you know, whatever. Not going there. The videos are out there. Okay, why else will you hate me? Let me light this shit up and show you why I love herbs. You can smoke them. You can drink them. You can distill them. You can turn them into creams and salves and poultices and compresses. And there are teas and food. So many ways to take them, right? So again, if you're programmed by some other thing, I don't agree with almost probably every single diet out there I've heard. I don't agree with any of them, not a single one of them, or any of the detox plans, not a single one of them. All right? Not one. And the fact that it is individually based, the whole package, right? We are not the same. So that's one thing you have to take into consideration. If you're programmed to believe that all humans are supposed to have the same diet, I'm not the coach for you. You know, you're not going to like what I have to say. Let me light this shit. I keep threatening. All right. Hey, Brian. Hey, Lisa. How's it going? Thanks for being here, even though it was one of those things I just wanted to turn it on and I wasn't going to say anything at all, but then I felt bad that if there is someone hanging around that had a question and wanted to know, then that's cool. And Lisa, we need to talk about the Let It Fro. So let me know. P. Duffy, how's it going? What do you think about fasting? Either eating just one meal a day or a full-on zero food fast for maybe 2 weeks? It depends. Not all bodies and all situations are the same. I know you know me from before, where I used to just like vomit all of these recommendations, but I was naive and not realizing that multiple different types of people were listening, and what I said might not be good for them. So what do I think about fasting? Either eating just one meal a day or a full-on zero fast food fast for maybe 2 weeks. Okay, so I eat one meal a day. Is that for everyone? I'm not really sure, because again, we're not the same. So I know that there are benefits for many people with fasting and short fasts and even sometimes long-term fasts, but I've also seen just as often negative consequences of it, right? I've seen people be convinced to put themselves and their dogs on grape juice fasts and, and crazy stuff. But my own uncle did a 40-day fast on just weeds, teas he made, water with herbs in his yard. So for 40 days. So again, it depends on the situation. What season it is, right? Because that has a lot to do with it too. Like summer months, when you're out working a lot, say you might need to nibble on something in the garden or whatever, because you're exerting more energy, right? Whereas the winter, it's totally normal for most animals to just have one meal a day or every few days. So it's a great question. But that's what I think about it. It's individual, and I would recommend it in some cases, definitely not all. And if you are watching this and you're considering fasting, just do a lot of research, but not on the sites where people are just telling you what to do. Talk to real people that have done it, right? Like, yeah, not somebody who's trying to sell you an herb so that you can get through the fast, okay? Talk to somebody who fasts either regularly or 1 or 10 times or whatever, right? And that's always the best way to gather truthful information, because look, you can read a blog all day long. Most of those blogs out there, especially medically, nutritional related, they're like hundreds of them are owned by the same people. Okay? And there's lots of little rings like that. So it's a lot of the same information reposted. Case in point, when I was homeless and they stole my photos and used them on their oil pulling blogs, right? On how many of those sites in that military industrial complex in the so-called, health guru world, okay? They were posting about shit they had no idea about. They didn't do it. That was me. That was my photos. That was my pictures. That was my experiment. But they posted my shit everywhere trying to sell you shit. Just like they did with my before and after picture when I got out of the wheelchair, and then how I am now, okay? So make sure that if you are being sucked into buying a supplement or something from, one of these sites or shows or whatever, make sure you want to look and act like them. That's my best advice, right? And I know there's somebody that promotes lots of fasting and this and that, but if it actually worked as well as they want you to believe, then why is he overweight? Why still glasses? Why, you know what I mean? The skin complexion, there's just, I don't need to say any names, but yeah. So And yeah, okay, so Campolito, what up? Okay, Sunny, how's it going? Ooh, okay, so off heart meds, awesome. And Lisa's asking veg versus meat. That also depends. Now, I will never, ever tell anyone to consume meat mindlessly. I would. Everything is energy, right? So anything that's factory farmed is going to be raised with a lot of trauma, dis-ease, maybe not showing physically externally, but definitely of the mind, right? I don't need to remind you about slaughterhouses and this and that. I don't care where you live, there's clean meat somewhere. So I would definitely always recommend, if you do meat, to get it clean and hopefully preferably local. But, you know, it's not always possible to get local stuff, right? I mean, even me, where I live in farmland, I had to look really hard. It's taken me the whole time I've lived here till now. And still I'm having problems finding a couple things. So I don't believe meat is bad, if that's what you're asking. I spent a long time vegetarian and vegan. Truth be told, if I was gonna put a label on my diet, it would more resemble, but because I like vegetables, I've always loved beans, great thing, you know, so it wasn't a fad for me. And if you are attempting any diet because of a fad, whether it's keto or veganism or raw food, I mean, look, most people that are jumping into that, like, you honestly, you really should not do it without talking to your healthcare professional and a health coach, right? Because they're not educated. They're not allowed to educate you on nutrition, but you know, they might know something about your blood or something that they could caution you that this might not be the best diet for you, right? Like, let's say you have super high blood pressure or whatever, and if you want to go on the Atkins diet because you can eat steak and eggs for breakfast and steak and lobster for dinner every day, is that really actually the best choice? You know what I'm saying? But, okay, do you live in Finland or do you live in South America, right? And are you in a tropical climate in South America, or are you way up in the mountains? What food is available? I did a whole video, I think it's called The Perfect Diet or something like that. And what's best for us, look, if you were supposed to be eating pineapple in Finland in March, God would have planted it there, okay? But guess what? I know pineapple's delicious. I had a really bad habit of, I was so accustomed to out of season fruits and vegetables all the time, which is something I don't do now. I was, oh my God, thankfully given like the best oranges I've had in my life from somebody that grew them on their tree. And that was amazing. And I bought apples. Well, they're not technically out of season because if they came from my tree, they'd still be in the cellar. But yeah, bananas, right? You know what I mean? So I still do that, but you really want to make your diet as local and as environmental and as seasonal as possible. Shit grows when it does, where it does, for a reason. We're not smarter than nature. We're just not. So if you believe that, that's another, if you believe that man is smarter than God / nature, that's another reason you do not want me as your health coach. So I do believe, in regards to the meat versus veg topic, that mindless consumers eat way too much meat. And honestly, eat way too much in general. And I definitely don't recommend that. Obesity is an epidemic in this country and in many places of the world now. So if you didn't think you would hate the idea of me as your coach, then I would help you figure that out for you. But as a general rule, which is better? It depends. Are you an Eskimo or are you a native Pacific Islander? All right. So what are the best herbs to clean a clogged body? Years of eating fast food, for instance. If you are eating a good diet consisting of mostly whole foods, dude. So for the last 3 days, I have been harvesting what probably is one of the best herbs known to man for that is available to everyone. And obviously different times a year, right? But I've been harvesting a buttload of dandelions. It's like known as a natural diuretic, a blood cleanser, and well, shit, there's many more. A bunch of others are popping in my head. But it's also chock full of vitamins and minerals that we're deficient in, you know, like folate, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B, A, K, potassium, magnesium, iron. I know I'm missing stuff because I always do, but that will definitely help push it through, right? So it's in your yard. If it's not in your yard, I take Modifilan. I love Modifilan. It's the best cheater way to get like 92 trace minerals into your system. And, you know, we cannot deny that the fact that no matter how clean your food is grown, it has been a little bit polluted, right? Whether it's cross-contamination from the Monsanto garden next door, whether it's the chemtrails or whatever else going on. You know what I'm saying? So even our organic food, is it really organic? Does it have as many minerals as it used to have? Science says no. So, you know, in many cases, we do need to get something that first thing out of a wheelchair in no time. And the reason is because we're so accustomed to just taking a pill, right? What do I take for this? Okay, we'll take that. That's a good one, right? So when I was in a wheelchair, I wasn't going to just go juice, right? Like, you know, it didn't happen like that. The first thing I did was Modifilan. Then it was dandelions. Then like diatomaceous earth and calcium bentonite clay, other green powder supplements, things like that. And then by the time I got healthy, it turned into what it's turned into, right? A little bit more along the way. And so then I was juicing, cooking, and gardening, and growing herbs. And so it morphed into that. But so to clean it, dude, that shit will clean you out. So there's that. Also, diatomaceous earth. Even if you're clean, it's still going to find something you didn't know you have, okay? And it's super cheap. Like, I would recommend getting it at a feed store, because especially if you have a garden and pets, because you can get like a 50-pound bag at a feed store for like the same price as a 1 or something or 2-pound bag at a health food store. Make sure it's food grade. Another word for food grade, I guess these days, is called Codex or food. Yeah, Codex. I don't know. I saw that once and I'm like, oh, what does that mean? I got to look it up. So that will help a lot. But as for herbs like in your yard, dandelion, dude, honestly, almost any herb you can pick in your yard. Just don't pick the maybe 2 poisonous ones you probably don't even have, right? But yeah, definitely dandelion, red clover, nettles, because as they clean you, all of these things I mentioned, as they clean you, they're going to re-nourish you. Because I said DE2, but I didn't tell you that it's like silica and calcium and minerals. It'll give you stronger hair, stronger skin, stronger teeth, stronger bones. Like, you know, that's good enough, I guess. That's, I think, yeah, doc. I mean, cleavers, yeah, chickweed. Those are all in your yard, right? But if you, yeah, or calcium bentonite clay is another one because it helps bond with the like radioactive elements and shit. Fluoride even, you know, heavy metals and stuff, and helps you poop it out. So that's another easy one, right? There's so many though. I mean, yeah, that'll have to be like a whole show in itself. That's good enough. Yeah. Okay. So my noni used to make dandelion salad. Awesome. If you are starting to learn about eating wild edibles and stuff, I have been sharing a few videos on that topic, and dandelions have definitely made an appearance more than once. But again, what I share with you in these videos are, don't make this ever be your last search. In fact, don't just take what I say and just like do it. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. Like, take what I say, filter it out, and then do more research, right? Because by no way humanly possible can I tell you everything there is to know. And I'm not going to. Anyways, if you want me to, then you can pay me for that. You know what I'm saying? Just, there's books, right? And speaking of books, I just bought like 10 more books subject, and they perspectives at looking at the exact same. You know, you're gonna pick up little pieces along the way. Don't just take what I say as gold and that's all you need and all you need to know. That, you know, that's not my job. My job really is to instill you again with the remembrance that you have the power to heal yourself and overcome everything. And I have sometimes unique ways to make that happen. No two sessions are alike. There have been times where I have agreed to take on a client for like an ongoing thing. But honestly, if I did that, I would feel like I'm a failure, mostly because I have been spending all these years making sure you only need one session. You know what I mean? And just because it's an hour or 90 minutes or whatever, I don't just like, oh, time's up. You know what I mean? But that's why I ask people to fill out the initial consultation questionnaire and keep track of everything that goes in your mouth for a week before we talk. If you don't do that, that whole hour that you paid for is going to be me asking you all that shit. And then I'm going to have to like remember it and not get it confused. And then, you know, and if I don't know what drug you're on or whatever and what it interacts with, then that's going to take time to look up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that done because it helps me help you and get the information in there quickly, right? In the allotted time that we have. So if you believe that you cannot overcome something, I'm not the coach for you, because I only piss people off when I tell them that they can overcome things that they have been programmed to believe they can't, you know, because everyone's dis-ease is special. I get it. I thought that too, right? And that's, look, let me be honest with you. When I started my healing path, I did not think this was possible. Okay? I wanted to be able to wipe my own ass and maybe make a meal. That's what I wanted. Be able to go to the grocery store and the bank or something like that. All right, let's try it again. Tap, tap, tap on the mic. I didn't do anything. I didn't even restart the computer or anything. I just hit the button. So, yeah, that's a bummer. That hasn't happened like that in a while. At least it's not the blue screen of death, though. So I'll give it a couple minutes. There was this one comment or oh, dang. I copied it and pasted it from the other one, but apparently I copied something else. So, yeah, but I guess what I need to do is take this link and then stick that in this one. That's funny, stick that. It came up on the... All right. Save. Okay, I had to open that up to put the link. And then I guess... how do I get the link from this one? Who cares? Whatever. All right. So, yeah, there was a super cute question I wanted to answer. But I'll give it a couple minutes and yeah, I'll finally take this little smoke. So I don't have to talk all the time. I could just stare. And honestly, I mean, obviously we weren't like done because there were still questions, but I mean, there's really not much more to talk. I cuss. I don't adhere to any religion or any belief system. I actually believe in creating and living our own and learning from all of the myriad ones that never worked before, right? Take what's good from here, mix it up with that's really good over there. But if you haven't noticed, the total package end result of any singular religion hasn't really worked out all that well. So I will help you connect to the God within, and I am in no means saying you are God. I mean, you're peace, right? But, you know, I know there's like coaches and people out there that, you know, you're a God and here's all these magical spell. Yeah, no, we're a piece of the puzzle here to color in that entire piece, not to be muted by the other pieces of the puzzle, right? And also, okay, so speaking of pieces of the puzzle, my belief is that Earth is pretty much a school, right? And if you're still in the blame and shame and drain game, you know, you're going to hate me. If you still want to put your power outside of yourself, whether that's a religion, a politician, a doctor, me, or, you know, anyone, anything, crystals, essential oils, or right, rocks, like they're all great. They all have power. But you know what I mean? Is it that's doing the work? No, those things are assisting, maybe. Yeah, probably. But you are the one doing the work. So the question it was something like, if I fell off the wagon for a month and wanted to cut, would you accept me back? That is so cute. Of course, dude. Like, I don't hate and judge. You know what I mean? I speak forcefully sometimes and passionately, but that's because I lived it. I know the pain. And now I know the other side of pain. I know unnecessary pain. And so I'm trying to help prevent others from unnecessary pain. I might judge the action. Am I judging the person? Absolutely not. I've made all those same actions, I'm sure, probably, right? Maybe worse, you know? I mean, I don't know anyone else who went through like 24 cases of peanut M&Ms. Yeah, true story. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So when, you know what I mean? When I speak truth and people don't like what I say about whatever, it's not because I'm judging you or the person. And people who, you know what? I think people do need to fall off the wagon. I really do. Because then it reminds you, you know, because sometimes when you do start getting better, and let's say you're not taking notes on your results, right? Like a journal or something. It's easy to just like feel better and then kind of forget how you get there. And then, you know, oh, well, this one time, and then tomorrow, and then it's a week, and then it's a week, then it's a month. And then you feel like shit, right? So it's, you know, it helps you remember and compare and contrast again, because it is easy to forget. It's even easy for me. Look, as much pain as I was in, crying, begging for mercy, for death, I don't actually remember all the way how that feels. And it honestly feels like it was just a dream. Like it does. It, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's easy to forget how much progress we've made, and I am totally not against falling off the wagon. In some cases, I totally recommend it. That's the truth. So if you don't like that, if you want some, you know, Nazi cunt to, no, and I will slap you around if you want, you know, but not really. I don't enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't make me repeat myself. It's going to piss me off. But yeah, I mean, and I don't know if it's from my sports days or whatever, and, you know, maybe all my SAG or whatever. I've always been very coachy and trying to motivate, and that's what I'm trying to do. So when I talk about things that might make you feel like, oh my God, I fell off the wagon, I shouldn't tell, like, don't feel that way at all. And don't lie on your damn health questionnaire. I don't care if you ate McDonald's 20 times a day. I'm not going to tell you, you know, you're not a bad person, okay? And I'm not going to tell you that. I might, dude, I don't even need to tell you not to do that, because you already know. But what that will help me do is see what your habits are, and then help me find a way to introduce, like, sneak the medicine in your diet, right? So if you are die hard, like burger, dude, look at some of my testimonials. They were burger and beer people, and they still healed, right? So I might try to convince you to consider getting like fresh meat from a local and making it yourself or something like that, right? I might do that. And I might even give you a veggie and vegan recipe that even daily meat eaters, burger eaters say it was the best burger they ever had. So I would do that. Would I judge you or hate you or like think you're a terrible human? No. Yeah. So, and you know, some people just aren't into passion. I'm too animated or wild or unpredictable for a lot of people. And I get that. I am not for everyone. I'm like a bitter tonic that finishes off with a nice aftertaste of red bud, which is just so sweet. I ate some cute little red buds today. I want to harvest them for medicine again, but they're so pretty. I don't want to take them off the tree. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I hope that answered that question. What else? Why else will you hate me? Let me think about that. Accountability, honesty, sincerity, dedication. And here's the thing. As like tough love approach, some people fear I am. I'm actually super gentle, and I have lots of really good, cheap, easy, effective substitutes for all your favorite everything. You know what I mean? And I am soon going to be offering apprenticeships in my home. So if you do want like a jam-packed and learn how to make everything and stuff, that will be coming soon. Also, I mentioned this in the last video, but I am going to be joining a team of consultants, and I'm going to be offering more of a variety, right? And it's time. We're in 2021, dude. How long ago did I start my True Essence? I've had the same description of my health coaching and bio and the whole damn time. You know what I mean? Haven't I grown a little? Yeah, I think I have. And there is more to offer, right? And not everybody wants to heal all their disease right now. Maybe they want to, just learn healthier recipes or how to make their own stuff or whatever. Yeah, so we'll be designing something along those lines that, but still, I'm not all rainbows and fairies. One of the things yeah. And we won't be using any eyes of newts or frog legs. Here's another reason to hate me. Because I think if you feel you need to do magic spells, you're a control freak, and that's the number one thing you have to heal. Yep, I've been saying it for years, though. I've got videos about my views on that. But honestly, the true magic is being able to surrender with the flow and become one with it, not to control it, right? So when we want to do spells to make someone else nice or do this or that, it's out of control. So when you're trying to control someone or fix someone or change them, are you loving them? Yeah, so when you feel the need to control someone else, that's when you need to control yourself. And, and get into why do I feel like I need to stop this person from being how they are. Right? So that's how I feel about that. I know a lot of people don't like it, but whatever. But find a health coach that actually healed all the shit that I did, including the homelessness while disabled with no income. And yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I obviously learned something. So it's a shame that the last video got cut off because there were people and questions and stuff like that. And I do want to answer your questions, but I don't want to be here very long. That's why I didn't put up a notice ahead of time or anything. I wasn't even going to, I did post the link on Facebook, but I was just going to turn it on and not say anything. And I'm like, oh, I better tell a couple friends just in case. So yeah, if you have questions, put them in the chat now. Or yeah, I know some people text me because they can't be on, they can't type on YouTube anymore, or they can't leave comments without, I don't know, I guess things have changed or something. And then you can watch it on Roku, but you can't. Yeah, so my friends use my phone. But anyways, yeah, so if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just poke on this and see if there's anything else. Any other reasons that you'll hate me and why you don't want me as your coach? I'm not going to let you reinforce your wrong beliefs. I will present them as gently as I can when trying to wake you or shake you up from whatever this is. But I don't know how to use beautiful flowers and rainbows and, you know, poetic words to make things sound nice all the time. Sometimes I surprise myself and I'm like, oh, wow, that sounded nice. But sometimes I'm like, oh, dude, that's hilarious. I said it like that, didn't I? And then there's times where I'm like, how can I say this the most explosive way so that they really understand, you know? And then, so sometimes I try to say things in a shocking way because sometimes we need that, right? So there's that. Sunny's back. Welcome back. God bless America was phenomenal. See, so like that, like it'd be so easy to critique that, like, oh my God, that's such a terrible singing job, or oh that, you know, and that's a perfect example of how I like to add obtuse, absurd comedy kinda with the real issues, you know what I mean? If that was like a beautiful song, then obviously I'd have been like, la, or I wouldn't have even done it, right? Because I wouldn't be capable. But so sometimes we need the nails on the chalkboard like that, right? Or the just like, well, all right. But it's still fun, you know? Yeah. So any questions about my coaching and why you'll hate me? Yeah. Unless you live like across the globe and there's no communication, I'm probably going to keep in touch with you. I'm probably going to check on you. I'm probably going to, you know, try to encourage and, you know, motivate you. And again, and okay, this is one thing people tell me a lot. They can't do anything without thinking, what would Christie do? So whether they're in the grocery store looking at something or they hear me in their mind or somewhere, yeah, I have heard a few stories of people that were tortured like that. But I have also heard, I think in all these same stories, that there's been some crazy ass improvement in their lives. So I'm like your own personal nag that will like live in your head forever and ever and ever, whether you like it or not. So it's not, even if it is just one session, it's not just one session, right? Yep, there's that. I'm not trying to be your mom, you know what I'm saying? But if I didn't care, I wouldn't tell you the truth. I'd say, oh, keep on doing what you're doing and come back and pay me for more so I can lie to you some more, right? Like doctors and everyone else does. Yeah. And that's why when you find someone good, you stick with them. And that's why I chose to join that team of consultants, because the ones that I know and have worked with, proven fucking results. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it would be kind of, there may be shadow work involved that may last, even without me being there. There may be, dude, you know what I need to do? I got the best testimonial last week. Do you mind if I read it? Because it brought tears to my eyes and made me laugh. It was adorable. It was just like that. I don't know. Hearing things, I mean, just the raw honesty and everything, and obviously I know the subject. We'll call him the subject. I'm just kidding. You weren't a subject. Maybe you were a little bit. Okay, well, whatever. But knowing that I've been able to help change people's life, there is no greater reward. There just isn't. Yeah. So that's why I keep doing this. Like, I wish I had somebody like me when I was going through my pill popping prison, and the doctors, the torture, the years of gaslighting. How many people do you know have been going to the doctor for the same thing for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and still no answers and still no solutions, but they have more pills. Oh, and more problems. Yeah. So I'm going to read this testimonial after I find it. It's right on my TrueEssence.net. There's a testimonial tab. And there's also like a whole new set of reviews in each of the products. So that's not the only place where you can see, some of the results. But let me type it in. And I'm going to read that because I actually think that this testimonial is a really good description, actually, of what a coaching session-ish with me is kind of like. So, all right. Yeah. And it's actually a little bit long, but... Okay, so after I read this, if there are no questions in the chat, I'm going to close because I think that's enough. There's nothing else I can say, actually, because this I wish I could write this well. All right, here we go. As I compose this testimonial, I'm going to make every effort to avoid oft overused words like amazing and magical, though they apply, and instead describe Christie Aphrodite's life coaching technique. There is no adequate description for what she does, as stealth-like. The definition of stealth is the act of moving, proceeding, or acting in a covert way. And I can attest that signing up with Christie is like purchasing antivirus software for your mind, body, and soul. You may think you are playing games or chatting with a friend, but that stealthy Aphrodite software is always working, monitoring, and able to expose damaging thoughts and attitudes that are holding you back in life. My initial exposure to Christie Aphrodite was via her YouTube channel, and the stories that she shared were fascinating. Her experiences were so inspiring and had clearly provided with her such exceptional insights and wisdom that I found myself, much to my surprise, attempting to contact her. After a few communications and a background check, no doubt, he did, for like months. Like he had a partner, and yeah. Okay. Christie graciously agreed to meet me in person. At that time, she was living in a scenic area of Washington State, and even though she was not providing life coaching services, or so I thought, she offered instead to give me a grand tour of the area. I could write a book about that tour, but the bottom line is that Christie was indeed still life coaching, stealthily, and she saw in me what I could not. Many magical, literally, and enlightening, it gives me chills just to think, and enlightening events occurred during my sessions, but let me assure you that it was not all rainbows and unicorns. I wonder where I heard that. In fact, I departed Washington State in a huff, vowing to never speak to Christie again. True story. But by the time I had driven to Montana, I realized that I was only running from myself and my own demons. At that moment, my life was forever changed. I'm still in contact with Christie, and she continues to provide insights and guidance to this very day. I'm also greatly benefited by the amazing and incredible healing products that she creates for her website. Thanks to our work together, I have largely given up my need for control and have subsequently allowed love into my life for the first time. Aww. That may not sound like much to you, but for me, it had been a seemingly insurmountable hurdle. Consequently, I no longer use alcohol to relieve myself, albeit briefly, of the crippling need to control. We're not talking willpower here, folks. This is real healing. I am not sure how many miles I drove during my escape from Washington State to Montana, but that was all the time I needed to realize the value of Christie's teaching and advice. I promptly called her to apologize, and that is when she informed me of what I should have expected to pay for her time and talents. She wasn't demanding payment. She just wanted me to appreciate the importance of the work that had been accomplished. To acknowledge my understanding, I promptly paid the bill. As a final twist, I just so happened to be in Billings, Montana, and I will always consider it my wisest investment. My one important final word of advice for anybody considering seeking out Christie's assistance is that you must be serious about healing yourself. Based on my personal experience, I can confidently say that she will not be doing the work for you, but instead will be nudging you in the right direction. Or if you were stubborn like me, kicking your ass. Ultimately, only you can heal you. The only other options are to continue along your current path or pay some self-help guru to promise to do the work for you. Wow. It's just so, what an amazing testimonial, which ironically does, It should be like the description, because I don't even know how to use words to describe what I do. And like I said, it isn't cookie cutter, or it's not going to be the same for each person, right? So if you want help, like some people honestly really don't know what's holding them back or what's, you know what I'm saying? And in those cases, I'm super gentle. I make you think you came up with the answer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But once you take that plunge and then you sway and try to lie to me about it, that's when we got problems. All right, Sunny. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be the end. I was just reading that testimonial, and I said before that if there weren't any more questions, I'll just end it, because what else can I say? There was the other video I got cut off of, and I don't know if I could turn them into one, but I changed the subject or the title. This is part 1 and then part 2. So unfortunately, if you watch this one first and this was last. So thank you all for being here, and for the other one, and sorry that they didn't want me, I don't know, they just fucking shut me off, whatevs. So yeah, I hope you, oh, I guess it's like Easter. So happy Easter. And yeah, have a good day. I'll see you next time. Oops, all I have to do is figure out how to, there we go. All right, bye.